Hi, I'm Linda May, and I am a reader here at Crystal Magic Psychic Center in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. And I'm here today to talk to you about this new moon period that we are beginning in the morning on Tuesday, February 17th, around 5 a.m. in the morning, and that's Arizona time, which right now is Mountain Standard Time, and you can figure out your times accordingly. And this particular moon represents the end of one lunar cycle and the beginning of another. So astrologically, it means both the sun and the moon are in the same sign. And on February 17th, they're both in the very last degrees of the sign of Aquarius. The new moon is usually a time of new beginnings, and this particular new moon is also an eclipse, which may challenge some of the status quo and open to some long-term changes in the long run. This new moon in Aquarius highlights and challenges issues around social connections, friendships, alliances, and innovative approaches. Circumstances nudge us to see where we haven't been true to ourselves. It's a time to think outside the box as we look forward with a new, positive, and hopeful vision for the future. And it's a time of extending a friendly hand and giving support and also receiving support when needed, and to revitalize ourselves by trying something new or different. It's a good time to make progressive changes into our lives and appreciate our place in community. Aspect-wise, we started February with the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Pluto all in Aquarius, which brings in more of that innovation and collective imaginings of new ways of thinking that I was just talking about. But on February 13th, Saturn enters Aries, which brings in a wake-up call. So that's what changes the feeling of this new moon a little bit. It's a time of discipline, of courage, and taking more responsibility for our desires. And then after the new moon, Neptune and Saturn are conjunct, which lets us know that our dreams require both structure and inspiration to come into being. And collectively, we may find some political shocks, technological shifts, or sudden awakenings that demand changes. But even through those shifts, it's important to rest. And when Mercury begins retrograde on February 26th in Pisces, we have a chance to slow down, reflect, and release which no longer serves us. So it's going to be kind of a little bit of a rocky month. I mean, usually Aquarian energy is just so inspiring and wonderful, but with all the aspects that we have going on and different things, we just need to just go with the flow as much as you can, but be true to yourself and take care of yourself and take care of others as much as you can. So that's all of what we have by way of astrological aspects and what's going on with the new moon. So now I'm going to move into the next part of what I usually do with my new moon videos. We're in the season of Imbolc. It's a time of harmony and balance, and it coincides with the next full moon. So we will be talking more about that when I do the next full moon video in a few weeks. The traditional Celtic tree calendar, which is based on the moon cycles with the new year beginning at Samhain, has the tree for this period of the February moon cycle as ash. And the moon cycles are always based on what the new moon is in. Okay, so this is ash. This is the card. And that's from this deck here, the Celtic Tree Oracle deck. Okay, and what ash is associated with is, believe it or not, ancient knowledge and good luck. So that's actually a really good thing to have at this time. It's a time to realize that the microcosm actually is a reflection of the macrocosm. And that helps us to unite both the inner and the outer, as above, so below. And it's a time of inner guidance and choosing spirituality and kindness over indulgences and escapism. So that actually could help us to, some of the things that I was talking about aspect-wise. It may be the way that we get through them. So now I'm going to start drawing my card pulls like I usually do. First, I'm going to use the Druid Animal Oracle deck, this deck here. Beautiful deck. I love this deck, and I've mentioned this many times. So let's see what card comes up for us for this moon cycle. This is the new moon cycle. this is really cool. We get one of the dragons. So there are 4 dragons in the deck. Each one stands for an element, and where they show up in your readings is very significant. And that's one of the things I say all the time. But basically, one of the things that these dragons are saying is that there's a part of us that remembers the wisdom from previous lives, and a lot of that is a part of what we know inside of us, whether we realize it or not. This particular dragon is the air dragon, and it stands for receiving the inspirations we need to go forward in our own lives. So I'm seeing this not just as a like a reading for you personally, but also a collective thing, that there are going to be inspirations that come through that are going to help us through some of the challenges that will bring us to a better place of being. Because inspiration always comes from spirit, from God Goddess, and that inspiration is in the best interest. So that this dragon is basically affirming that for us, which I love. Okay, now this Druidcraft Tarot, same artist, same author. Okay, Druidcraft Tarot, I do a daily card pull with this every single day, and we'll see which card comes up for us at this point. We get, well, this one isn't as good news as the dragon. This is the 8 of Swords, okay? And the 8 of Swords actually does stand for a feeling like we're trapped. So that might be part of what we experience during this time, that we will be having some challenges. But honestly, the best thing about challenges is it allows us to give us a hopeful future, because as we do our inner work, we can revitalize ourselves and we can actually look forward to something new. So in some ways, it's really in alignment with what I was saying about the aspects and everything like that. But at the same time, it does give us hope for the future, which I actually love, that you see this poor woman trapped between all these swords, and yet that's only a step in the process that will bring us to something better. So do remember that. And then I like to do this deck here, the Whispering Woods. Okay, this is the trees, the message from the trees. Very simple messages, but usually very deep in their own way. Now, this one is kind of in alignment with what I just said. It's uncertainty, okay? So uncertainty, the shades of gray within the fog will eventually lift. So that's kind of what I was saying with this too. You know, it feels like you're trapped, but at the same time, it's going to get better. And that's kind of what this is saying too. So you might be feeling uncertain, but just hold your presence, hold patience, and know that within the fog will eventually lift, okay? Really, actually, a very good message for a time of, you know, a little bit of topsy-turvies. So now what I want to do is the Sedona Spirit Wind deck, this deck here. Beautiful, beautiful cards that have all of the sacred sites in Sedona, our beautiful place here. And each one has a very special message. And so what we got is the Mystic Trail. This is really cool. Okay, so the Mystic Trail. I enjoy unfettered access to the ancient ways of sacred knowledge. So that's actually a really, really, really cool message for this time, because that's part of what I was sort of saying with the air dragon. You know, this comes from a history of wisdom in the past, and this is ancient ways of sacred knowledge. The Mystic Trail is bringing us to the knowledge of those ancient ways of sacred knowledge, which we can then apply in our own lives. So beautiful card for this reading, especially this reading. So now the next thing I'm going to do is the Light Bearers deck, this one here, Angels Coming to Earth to Help Awaken Humanity. So this is something that's going to really help us at this time, you know, and let's see what angel comes up for us. Archangel Charity. And I think we've had this recently. Archangel Charity. Take time to pray and contemplate what you desire. Prayers are answered before they leave your lips. I am here to help you open up to receive all you have asked for. Rest, knowing that I am here for you. So this is very interesting because it actually summarizes everything I was just talking about. You know, it's thinking about what it is that you desire and know that your prayers will be answered. And basically, this angel is here to help us receive what we've asked for, and we can rest, so we can take time to just rest and rejuvenate as we need to, knowing that we have this on our side. So that's actually really quite beautiful. I love that. So anyway, take all of these into your heart and remember them as a theme until the full moon, which is going to be on March 3rd. And in the meantime, if you would like to have a psychic reading, be sure to check out crystalmagicpsychiccenter.com, and you can schedule readings with me or any of our great readers. You can do your readings online, or you can come in person here, or we can do them we do them basically by phone, by Zoom, whatever it is that is the preferred way for you. And it's interesting. One thing that's going on is I am changing a few things in my life, and one of the things that I'll be changing is that going forward, I will only be doing one video a month. So from now on, it's going to be on the full moon, but I will go into the new moon and full moon things when I do that. And so the videos will be a little bit longer, but basically we will be doing the full moon, like I said, before March 3rd. So probably the end of February, I'll be recording it and it will be available. And that will also include stuff about the new moon coming. So keep that in mind, and I'll see you in a few weeks. And I do want to wish you blessings of this new moon. And remember, you are always loved.